Hey guys, Great Scott Moments. And so I'm going to tell a little story, kind of a revamp of the Chariots of Fire. I think that was like 1980s movie. So if you weren't even born back then, go ahead and watch it. It's a worthy watch. But in it is kind of the story of two men. Erik Little, who's kind of the protagonist, and he is an incredibly fast runner. And he runs because he loves to run, because it's just the desire of his heart. And he's got a sister who is devout in her duties, in Christianity, and she's like, you know, this is not what the Lord has for you, this is not what the Lord wants for you, this is all these different things. She protests him from running, from going to the Olympics. And it's like, oh man, you know, girl, give it up. You know, you're not going to change a free spirit. Okay, you're not going to bind them to duties and belonging. They can't. And so, you know, the antagonist, or kind of the other person in the story, is a Jew, is Abrams. And he is also a very fast runner. But part of his thing is he runs out of his drivenness, out of his duty, for his family's name, for everything that's you know, that he's about, for his religion, and so, you know, it gets to the point where they're supposed to run at the, I think, 1926 Olympics or something like that, and they're teamed off against each other. But you know, the event is on a Sunday, or the tryouts or something on a Sunday, and Erik Little's like, hey, it's a Sunday, you know, I can't run on a Sunday. I'm not, you know, he's a free spirit. No one's going to tell him that you must run your qualifying laws on the Sunday. And Abrams, who is like driven. He's like, I'm going to beat this guy, and I'm going to be the #1 winner. And he cannot believe it. Who gives up the race at the Olympics? You know, you just don't do that. And so he's confounded, because all of his life is about duty and integrity, but it doesn't bring any joy. It doesn't bring any life to him. He has nothing to pass on to anyone else. And yet you look at Erik Little, and you know, he's like, I can take it or leave it. I run out of my desires. And so another runner says, hey, you know, I've already won my medal. You can run my Thursday race. Now, Erik Little is a sprinter. She's a 100-yard dash. And, you know, this event is the 400. And so it's not his event. It's not something that he knows. But he's like, thank you, I'll take it. And so he runs the 400. And it's kind of the closing scene, and out of it, you know, he's writing like this commentary to his sister, who's so dutifully bound, and he's sharing, you know, hey, I run because this is how I feel God's pleasure. It's never duty. I'm doing the things because I see God's pleasure. And I want this to just fill my life. I don't want to do things out of duty. I want the pleasure of life. I want to be the devoted son that, you know, in whom he is well pleased. That is what I'm running for. That is why. Abrams will never get that. And so Erik Little runs the 400, and he breaks the world record, and you know, for 30 years no one's able to pass it. You know, and in an event he doesn't even train for. So it's these little things that are just incredible. You know, the gospel is written everywhere. Every story we have, this is an analogy. And man, we have enemies, because in real life we do have an enemy. There is struggles and pain, because in this real life we do have struggles, we do have pain, we do have things that will make us doubt, things that will bring us fear. But we have to remain strong. We have to be plugged in to the vine, because that's the only way we're going to get our sustenance. That's the only way we're going to be able to move on in our life. And so guys, I hope that as I conclude this, that you want to be an Erik Little and not an Abrams running from duty. But first of that, and this is for me, a very cerebral guy, I know that living life is all about the heart. And so for me, it's always a struggle to put some of the knowledge aside and speak from the heart. That's why all of these videos are done first round, no editing, because I have to speak from the heart. And so that's where I want to be. That's where I'm going to discover life. That's where I'm going to flourish. And that's where I'm going to be able to impact other people. And so that's my free-spiritedness. And so guys, I hope you choose what you want to do. And I hope you know how your free-spiritedness can impact the world. And live it. Blessings, guys.